Okay, get to set up the lash and get the cam on the heel, the very bottom of the lobe, for the lifters that you're going to adjust, or the lash you're going to adjust. I like to do it with the side cover off because I can hold the rod, the push rod down here, and also it gives me a visual about how much I'm turning, because if you don't have this clamped on here, this push rod will turn a lot of the times, and it'll take minutes to get this thing adjusted. But this is just a visual of where the push rod is when I go to do the adjustments. So loosen up these, pull them down to where I've got my slack. The spec is 15 thousandths. I'll go through that in a second here. It's nothing crazy, but I did mention in a previous video, like, wow, that spring looked compressed. I hope it's not over compressed. I had material taken off the block, material taken off the head, and I put bell spring shims in there. So the springs are compressed more than they should be. I've already set the lash on these with the spring all the way down. You can see I'm not getting any binding. Before I was getting some binding. So this is where we're at. So let me go ahead and finish setting up the rest of the lash on this. I already did this one. You always start off by loosening the lock nut. And since that spring is compressed about 5/16, I'm bringing that lock nut down more than I need to. And also, I'm moving the vice grips. You can see the spring coming up. Yeah, having the vice grips on that push rod is huge. Okay, I just got the tension off of it. Let's go ahead and get the 15 thousandths feeler gauge in. It is a little loose. I'm going to tighten it up. There, it's a little tight. Now what I usually do is I leave it a little bit tight, because a lot of times when you go to tighten this, for some reason it loosens it up. Don't ask me why, but it does. Oh, and I had made a statement that you couldn't replace the push rods once the head was on. That's not true. You have to compress the spring, and it gives you enough room to get the push rod out. Okay, let's see here. Got it tightened up. Did that loosen up? Okay. Okay, the spring is compressing slightly, so I need to loosen this up. And this is where the vice grips come in handy down below. I can see where they were. I loosened that up a little bit. Look at that, come right out. So I got marginal tightness on it. Now I'm going to retighten it back up. Yep, perfect. Now, let's do this a few more times, huh?